Hi, my name is Michael Mukula. It's Friday, we're almost at the weekend. I just called the boys, they're on their way. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, came with the squad, no suicide. Keep on gripping bars with no doing time. Got them needing the hydrate between shooting rounds like when you overdoing shots. The way my crew was started, a missile couldn't loose the bonds. Grinding cool but fly, you better recognize the caliber. Double 07 bonds repertoire flows beyond the reservoirs. You know, base desigual. Keep a certain je ne sais quoi. That's the aura, cool headed but still liable to erupt like Bora Bora. Toast to the future, focused on tomorrow. Never looking back like the past. Beside a mega mora, raise a glass to our bonds, our drink, our flow. Bring the realest to the table, quicker than a bando. Then disappear without a trace.
Position has been lost.
Yeah.
Lost to who?
Most top tier jobs are being held by women.
But which is okay. What is wrong with it?
Is it because of this push to...
So it's not what's wrong with it. I don't think that's the right question. The correct question is, when did the rain start beating men? The focus shifted from the culture, equality, and then it was leaning on one side. Empowering the women.
One asks, is it really equality? Can it actually be equal?
Without looking
a female can be qualified for that job, a male can be qualified. So you give them equal opportunities to try out at the job, right? Whoever aces it, takes it, right? Equal responsibility is different. Can they handle that job? Like, for example, we're building a road here. We need people to carry stones up and down. Who do I give the job?
Of course, men.
You understand? They said now we are focusing on the culture, giving them the same opportunity as the boys. Remember again, culturally, women were not given priority. Girls, they were not taken to schools. That affirmative action of equality was supposed to come and say, give girl child the same opportunities and attention as the boys. But now they're saying, wait, we neglected the boy child.
A bit too much, yeah.
A bit too much. So now the guy is on his own, on the other side. Yeah. He's feeling some type of way. And there are the guys who now are perpetuating gender-based violence. Because now he's letting out his frustrations. No, this woman who now says she can't cook because she's from work and she's earning more than him.
No, but I think that's also more interesting because people are bringing up the argument: are men allowed to feel? An emotional man, is that a good man or a dangerous man?
The one who doesn't feel shit.
No, that's a psychopath.
The one who feels.
That's a psychopath.
Personally, we as men are going through a lot. Right? Why? Because we never want to talk about what we're going through. You think you're a man, you can handle that. That's why we're struggling. One, we are very egocentric. We want to always think, I am better than this one, I should be able to deal with this thing. And because of that, when I'm going through a lot as an individual, I'm not going to tell Jeff, because your culture says a man should be able to fix things, but we can't anymore.
Does a woman appreciate an emotional man? Say, for instance, it's time to pay rent. And you become emotional.
In what way exactly? Let's be specific.
No, I mean, you start saying, baby, what are we going to do?
Like,
you start crying.
If you don't have that, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, man, like things are tight.
You shortest way of losing that
exactly,
marriage.
Yeah.
But
so
then, that's the problem. What is the marriage
there's a
about?
critical balance to strike.
Was
when
it
comes
about
to,
the money or mutual friendship?
You see, I feel like what you're talking about is the ideal situation. But the reality is totally different.
So how do we help the ideal situation? Because if we keep pretending and we're not in the ideal situation, that's why we're suffering as men. We're struggling. I tell you, the biggest number of patients we have at the National Referral are men. Do you know why? They take a long time to come, so they take longer in the hospital. So should we stick to that? Should we keep doing that? Because that's why we're very broken as men.
Question is right, but I think it's upon us men to actually take the charge, because no one is coming to save us.
That's true. Because sometimes you have to run back to traditions. Back in the day, so people would sit, let's say, around a fire and discuss an issue of a particular home. And they'll bring you in with elders, people who are experienced, and discuss your problem openly with men. And that's how society was left to be organized, because you can't form a country without a society and so on, and without a family. I think we're losing that essence as men, because someone can come and express himself, but are you willing to listen? Are you willing to understand? Are you even willing to help?
As a man, I'm coming to you, I'm telling you, what, I'm tired of living, I'm suicidal. I'm tired of living. Not, be a man, you'll be fine. Tomorrow the person takes his life. Are you going to forgive yourself? Yet you're supposed to hold his hand and say, Jeff, what are you going through? Because that's what we need as men.
It's important for men to have a core group, at least maybe it's 4 or 5 core friends of yours. Personally, I would say I'm in such. And until in a week, let's say like at least once a week, in a weekend.
You guys meet and
Yeah,
talk.
we get to meet. We get to that point where they're like, you know what, this is happening.
Yeah.
How can I get support?
I tend to think a bit radical. I'm like, how about you leverage the very thing that makes us men, which is one of them is just the fact that we bottle up a lot, we keep a lot to ourselves, and we try and solve things by ourselves. So one of the things I've seen, even running the agency, and this cuts across the genders, a lot of these youngins come in and they say mental health, and it's when you boil down to it, it's stress. It's not managed properly, and then it gets to a place where it's, they're
Becomes
just
mental,
overwhelmed, and they're feeling, sort of their mental is about to crack. But I've also seen some other individuals who exhibit like high level of mental resilience. Like these guys, they are like they've attuned themselves to just, like being able to sort of just hold. So you put them under the same pressure as these other guys, and you see these guys are thriving. They're able to somehow process whatever that is and stuff. They're somewhat soak it in and stuff, and they're thriving.
There's a little bit of generational gap when it comes to workspaces mostly. You're going to tell someone they're just starting up their life, you're going to tell them, oh, you see, me, I started as a volunteer. I have bills to pay. I'm going to come to your workplace and volunteer. In this generation we're in, it's not a bad thing,
Let me
but it's
challenge
not
that,
realistic.
The path to success, there's no shortcuts. There is no short. You have to put the 10,000 hours.
Actually,
You have to.
Actually put it like this: if you actually take a shortcut, to success, you actually come back.
You will
to
come
those
back
steps.
because you'll get lost.
I
You'll
would,
come back.
I would agree
because-
to disagree.
Let me tell you. Let me explain to you why I say that. So the current generation, and again, these are the things that actually are perpetuating these mental health issues, because these kids see on Instagram glorified success. They don't see the path.
Yeah.
So an influencer goes, gets a gig, they're in a yacht or in a, first class. They take that picture, they post and stuff. They don't show you how they got to that place. And then these kids see that and they want that. So they come to a place of work, and because they have this skill and they believe in themselves so much, which is a good thing, they want to be paid millions.
Immediate.
And you don't have the experience or nothing. And then when someone turns you down, you take it wrong, and all that. Let me tell you, success does not have a shortcut. Your father jumped through antelopes like this guy says and stuff, no? And that was their process.
My
You
point
get?
is, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I agree with your school of thought. But it's different this other side. You get for the young kid.
How so?
The reality is different. That's
How
what I
so?
do.
You know that in our father's time, probably their reality was even worse than your reality.
Call it your reality or your current situation. It's actually more convenient than what we had to go through, and even more convenient than what our fathers had to go through.
A lot of things have been
So many
simplified.
things are convenient right now. Kind of phones. I remember back in the day when literally getting a phone call, you literally had to stand next to the landline. Hey,
The
landline. Hey, exactly. Someone tells you I'm going to call you at 9. And
You better be there.
stand it. Yes.
Someone came and said, Gen Zs are lazy. And some people bought that. And they were like, so we're lazy, I'm gonna be lazy. You get?
That's
You
true.
understand? But go take that guy to a
that comes
place.
back, yeah, that's
Go take that guy to a place where there's no PlayStation, there's no Instagram, there's no internet. Remove all the luxuries and leave him with the basics.
But the
That guy will
reality
work
is,
hard. You take him to the village, he'll dig.
the reality is that guy is accessing all that stuff right
He'll
now.
dig to it, right?
The reality is that guy is accessing all that now. So you have to be able to accommodate him.
No.
I think the thing is, you guys.
That's where the
how
clashes
do we meet
always
in
come.
the middle? They're all on social media, right?
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever posted when you're going through a lot?
No.
No.
Exactly. So
doesn't
we
work.
want to wake up and show the. Thank you. We want
Hey, we're
to.
gonna post that.
Well, so we want to wake up and show the outside world that we are fine. This is not any different from the people talking about our old parents and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, for the work I do, you get to find these people are so sad as they get to where they are. And before they actually die, they'll share with you, so they'll tell you, you know what, my son, I've been going through a lot. I never shared because I had to show I'm a man, everything is okay. You know, I have to show good. And this is what most of us do. I used to give people an example. When we were growing up, we used to go to a place you have to get the best seat, there's band, I have to show you're making money. Because naturally I would do that, I would pretend a lot. Yet behind, there's a lot happening. And this is what's happening. Even in us, even if I'm saying this generation is coming and wants things, you know, it's a new generation. How do we work with them? I think that's what we need to do.
I think the names are going to change. Yeah? Gen Z, a few years, there'll be a Gen Alphas. Before us, there were another, before the millennials, there were another, you know. The names are going to change, but the truths and the principles are not going to change. Some of the main principles, and these are some of the three things that I wish for every man. Yeah. So one is related to your point is every man. I wish for every man to have a tribe. So what that does is it keeps the correct principles. It keeps you accountable as a person who's some of the things that. Thank you, sir. So some of the things that and I think I like the way Jeff mentioned it is one of the things that is giving Gen Z a bad rap is the fact that there's that thing that takes accountability off of their plate. Yeah. You know, everybody's like we're being demonized because we're Gen Z.
Is a Gen Z, let him be.
So what a tribe does in times when you're getting off a path, because that happens to everybody, they'll keep you back in line. You guys are talking about the way young men are brought up in different schools. In the school I was in, I wouldn't call it bullying, but they had a way of, I could call it rough housing. Yeah, because I know what bullying is, and it's
character development.
Let me call it no gloves. If three of my friends are telling me I have failed an exam because I am lazy, what are you going to do? So I can decide that, you know what, I'm going to read harder. Yeah. I can decide, you know what, fuck it, this is how I am. So what that did for us, at least our generation growing up, is you have a lot of awareness, self-awareness, spatial awareness that people around you. And what that does is it either builds or breaks your esteem. Most times it's going to build your esteem. Yeah. So if you're a certain type of way, say you're the shortest guy in the class, that's not going to change, man. You're not going to, one tantrum is not going to change your height. If you're the tallest guy, you probably have a nickname, and you live with it. So
you'll be pissed, but in the long run you get it.
What that did for us is
any physical feature
it created a relentless sense of esteem. Even though my flaws are here, I know how to manage them.
Do you feel our parents had a hand in the type of friends that we selected? Because that ultimately affects us in the long run. Because a parent will be able to identify a child and know that this child is going to mislead my child. And sometimes parents would have to step in. Now my question is, are we doing it as parents? Because some of us have children.
You see, let me tell you what I picked that's aligned to what you are asking from him. The thing I picked from his conversation was he was in a school where he was surrounded by people who would not let him sleep.
We held him accountable.
Again, they held him accountable and stuff. So again, I'll ask that same question. Who are the Gen Zs surrounding themselves with? Because again, you can't be with the same people who think like you, who act like you. No, who's sharpening who? Because again, all of you say, you know what? We're stressed. We're all stressed. Let's chill.
I think also to add on his point, I think within each tribe, there's a form of competition. Like there's this guy is the best. How can I be like this guy? This guy is getting the best grades. How can I be like this guy? This guy has a better job. How can I be like this guy?
Not a bad thing. Let me break your ice for you.
To me, I think it's a good thing because you come and say, Hiller, how did you get this job that's paying you this much? Give me the steps or the methodology.
But now that comes back to what Jeff was telling.
Okay, hold my hand, let me say. So I can get, not as close to where you are, but to that point. So I can be the best version of where I am, but from what you've learned. But for me, it's a yes.
But you see, from what you're saying, it's exactly what Jeff was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
So Kira, I hope you've...
I don't listen to a Gen Z.
What I'm saying is not what I do personally, but that's the reality that is on ground. You understand? For a fact is most of these kids are surrounded by social media, not people. And you have to believe that. When I'm surrounded by social media, who am I seeing on socials? I'll give an example. I'm seeing influencers, you understand? I'm seeing guys bowling at whatever bar, popping champagne and all that stuff. What do you think is going to get into my mind? That's a life I want to live. I want to be like that guy.
But do you really know this guy's life?
Like when we grew up in houses with no fences, everybody in the whole community were friends. The generations that are coming up are literally being shielded from the rest of the world, and all they have is the connections that they form digitally.
iPad, iPhone, that's all they have.
So,
You'll find a kid in P1 already has an iPad.
And you as a parent,
they come home, the moment they get home, they're
you as a
scrolling.
parent, you see why we're here? You as a parent, you don't have time for these kids anymore. Let us not lie. You know, you are working, some of us are working jobs that you work almost 24 hours. By the time you get back home, the kids are asleep. When do you have time with them, teach them this thing?
You have to create time, man.
Yes.
I was just about to say,
You have to create time. You can't use that.
you have to create...
You are a
have to
boss, you
create
could
time.
do that. There are people whose jobs are not able to do that.
No. Life is about balance. You can't tell me you're addicted to eating salt, so you'll not try and stop. Because the more salt you take,
Yeah, of course, yes.
the riskier you're risking
The
your
more
life.
sugar you
get-
take, yes, sir.
So it's creating balances. It's saying, I'm gonna do enough here to make and make sure I also do enough here so that I balance it out. You get?
It has to be a balance.
And sometimes greed is what drives or misplaced priority. So if someone says, I want to be rich, and they chase the money so much, they neglect the family.
Yeah.
And then you have
then
a
you-
kid who comes,
Becomes a problem for you.
problem for you. Now
Yeah.
you spend more money.
Yes,
the
the
money
very
you
money
earn
you're
to try
chasing,
and fix
yeah.
this problem.
Exactly.
So it's about balancing. And then the other thing I need to say, and this I got from my dad when I was growing up. My dad was very strict. Him, you wouldn't come to him crying, what, you've been beaten, what, I'd be like, man up, go beat that kid also. Like, do you have hands? Go. You get? And let me tell you, no, I'm not saying it's right, but through that it built character. It showed me I'm on my own. I have to fend for myself. There's something he said. He said once, so I went once and told him, oh, there's a teacher who was talking to us, man. He was messing up with our confidence, our self-esteem. And he looked at me, he's like, say that again. I said self-esteem. It's like, it's called self-esteem. It's your esteem.
Not anybody.
Why are you
else.
letting someone outside mess that?
Yeah, miss.
Nice.
It is
Protect yourself.
Yeah.
And whether we like it or not, we have a lot of similarities with the animals out here. Look at how nature deals with the weak in society. Look at how
He gets out rid of it.
a lion,
Actually,
a calf is
lioness
born
will not touch you.
and it has
If you-
deformities.
Exactly.
The
The
mother
lioness.
turns, kills it.
Yes.
You know there used to be a culture in Uganda.
You understand?
I'll not tell you that they used to do that. If a kid has epilepsy, they would kill the child.
I'm not saying you go kill the weak ones, no. But you yourself take the matter into your hands and build your own resilience. You understand? No one is coming to save you. When you're standing on that chair and you have a noose around your neck, it's you, your thoughts, your problems. And I kid you not, the people who you think care about you are gonna come to your funeral, cry for a minute, go back, party.
I'll probably blame you.
But you see now,
Who's lost?
if you keep saying
Yeah.
that, that's where we're struggling as men. That you think you can always fix everything without getting help.
No, we're not saying you can fix everything.
Not in terms of fixing.
But you have the capability. Let me ask you this. Do you think you as a man, you have the capability to handle the problems that are thrown at you?
With help, yes. Personally, no.
Yes or no? Do you have?
With help, yes. I'll
Okay,
answer
now
that.
I believe, me Jeff, I believe whatever is brought to me, first of all, I believe in myself so much, I know I can handle it. And I know where to find the help. So that's not me resigning to that problem and saying,
Finding help is part of handling it.
yeah, it's part of finding help.
Finding help is part of
Now,
is
me,
also
I come
part
with
of-
finding help as the first thing.
It's part of
Because
managing.
you need help
but
for
you see-
anything.
but you
You're
see-
taking the initiative to look for it.
Yeah, but you see, if you convince yourself that each time it comes, I need to find help, you're not building your resilience.
You'll never get out of your problem.
You're not building your resilience. First thing I try when a problem comes is I try every option in my books. I try this, I try that. When it finally fails, then I start thinking outside. Who can help? Like I remember, Mukula knows about this thing. Let me call him. It's me also taking charge and being innovative with my problem and finding a way of fixing it.
Put it like this, in support of what Jeff is saying. You know, let's revert it back to God. If you ask for strength, what will God do to you? He actually put you in a position of weakness. Yes,
Probably
a problem.
Or something that
To test your strength. If you ask for patience, what will he do? He'll actually make you wait. You get it? So what Jeff is trying to say is, at the end of the day, it comes down to us.
Yeah.
We have to be really strong in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves. Because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, oh my God, people look at you like you're mad.
Yeah.
Every person who has some form of business or who has tried to achieve some form of success, at the beginning of when you're starting that journey, every person around you, especially your loved ones, especially them, they talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Unless you're delusional.
Yeah.
Unless you're delusional.
Yeah.
And you say, no, I am going to actually go through this path. I'm going to take it irrespective of what my loved ones, my friends, and everyone say about me.
Yeah.
Unless you're delusional and you don't believe in yourself, you stop. But if you believe in yourself, you'll go ahead.
Push through. Yeah.
I'll show this.
Yes. And the more you go into it, and the more success that you achieve into it, guess what? At the end of the day, they will call you a genius.
Yeah.
Because you saw
And the
what
more
people say.
resilience you're building.
Yes.
Because remember, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You've chosen a very hard path.
Yes.
And what that does, it builds character. Now,
Yes.
flip it now to these Gen Zs. They choose the easy way out. Someone wants to go put a camera there, dance, and then go say, Jeff, give me 10 million. I created content for you.
Why do you want me to break a sweat to make a milli?
That is the
You
problem.
understand?
That is the problem. Let me tell you. And those are the same guys who go and say, I'm doing Forex trading. What are they doing?
Exactly.
Look at the scandal that's broke out in Kenya. All those guys who say they're doing Forex,
Even here in Uganda.
they're homosexuals.
Yeah.
They're getting paid to do very ungodly things,
Yeah.
and then this is just a smoke screen.
Yeah.
You understand? Then they're flaunting big cars and all that, yet it's white people who fly in, go sleep with them, give them the money. A guy says Forex. Come on, man.
You see,
Men have to stand up. Listen, you have to be a man.
We're losing the essence of what it takes to be a man.
A man has to break sweat. What
Yes.
do you mean?
What do you think?
So this is the topic that I was waiting for, being a man.
The first thing you have to appreciate as a man is you're going to be a provider. As a provider, you're going to provide for your family. You're going to be a leader. Another thing,
Jeff provide.
another thing you have to provide.
With that,
Another thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to protect your loved ones.
he doesn't agree with you. But first,
No, but it's okay. It's a discussion.
provide.
You're going to have to provide, you're going to have to protect, and you're going to have to proclaim. People must be proud to be associated to you. Let me tell you, when you achieve things that are hard, that are rare, people respect you. It is natural, it comes with the occasion. It comes the minute you achieve things that are rare.
And also it
they will
builds your
respect you.
confidence.
It brings your confidence.
In this world we're living, it's very easy to lose your masculinity. Very easy. By adopting just the easy way. And it's there, it's okay. Just because the option is there doesn't mean it's the right option. It's like if I put here sugar and I put here an apple. Sugar is nice, it's available. Does it mean you should take it? No. You have a choice, you get. So I'm not saying the guys who create content are not working, they're working. They have to be the best at what they do and put in the hours to make sure they're really good. The problem I have is these people are so lazy. They don't even take time to refine that craft, but yet they want to command huge money. That's the part I don't agree with. You understand? That's the part I don't agree with. You find someone has, they've just come out of campus. They shot a few pictures. Someone said is okay. Then they come to me and tell me, Jeff, I need, you need to pay me 5 million for, like, okay, show me depth. What else can you do? And that's where it stops. They can only shoot when the sun is up. You dim the lights a bit, useless. You understand? And when you deny them, they say, oh, this guy does not support Gen Z's one, and fuck off. Go do the 10,000 hours. Put in, you know that thing you said? You know that thing you said about being a man? If you don't want to be a man, and God wasn't wrong by giving you the features of a man, yeah? Strength, your bicep muscles and stuff, those need to be put to work. Otherwise, what are you?
So Mike, for me, I think one of the biggest problems that this whole like gender thing has created, like the misunderstanding of it. Again, I have to emphasize that the gender thing, the genesis of it was okay, but the misunderstanding of it is where most of our problems started from, right? So the point at which women started feeling like, and men started feeling like we should all be the same, took away the advantages of us being different. Yeah, so there's a point at which women so wanted to be, at least like from the narrative, to be like if a man can do that, there's a common saying, if a man can do it, a woman can do it. So what that takes away is there's some innate strength, natural strengths that men have that women do not. There's some innate natural strengths that women have that men do not have, right? And so what that did for us is, instead of creating this complementary system where they all work together, it created a competition whereby instead of they're both clashing.
But you see, another place that was also a problem, and we weren't taught to work together, was school. You see, in school, because parents did have time with us, they actually gave the parenting guidance to the teachers. So the teachers kept encouraging the girls that you can compete with the boys. Why do you think? No. As a girl, you compete with, call it the girls, or compete with yourself. Why? Because when you love yourself, when you take care of yourself, irrespective of how down things get, you always appreciate yourself. You value yourself.
So Mike, I want to throw a spanner in what you're saying.
Sure.
As a man, we have a natural inclination towards sacrificing for our loved ones. Like you cannot help
it's
it.
natural,
it's just a calling.
Yeah.
You almost have to stop yourself so you can care for yourself first before you care for your wife, your kids, your family. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that send men into a spiral of self-destruction. Yeah? So now, as men, how are we supposed to manage something
when you're
like
in your
that?
position, and I have been in that position before. There's a time I had some limitation with my liver, and I was in ICU. Let me tell you, I did not care about any other problem. There was nothing else that mattered to me at that moment. All I cared about is that I'm in ICU. I have the potential to die. I'm literally fighting for my life. There was no money, no amount of happiness. I don't want to get into details, but there was no amount of happiness that would take me out of that position. But the mere fact that I was there, the first and the only thing that was most important to me is I need to get out of here. And I have to get out of here alive. So health is wealth. That's the most important thing. So you cannot take care of your family if you're not taking care of yourself. You cannot spill over. They use it in the Bible. You cannot spill over your blessings unless your cup is full. Until you yourself as a man, you're full in nature in the sense of understanding, in the sense of body, in the sense of positioning, in the sense of status. So the reason women are even struggling to find so-called men is because the men that are there don't have the right qualities.
They're not full.
They're not full. We second guess many things.
So what you're saying, even taking care of yourself is in service of your loved ones as
I
well.
call it finding freedom as a man. Freedom from, I have to first do this, first do that, but love yourself so much and first take care of yourself.
You've earned
okay? You've earned it. Buy that nice phone, like just be, like free yourself from that, oh, now they're not going to do this. Because if you're not in a position to provide all that, the minute you disappear, they will suffer even more. So you're the engine that drives all that
funny
stuff.
thing, the women that you're providing for,
They do that
that's
a
the
lot.
man that they originally loved.
They still do. Every woman would love a man to walk into a place and everyone is paying attention to that man.
Man, that's shit.
That's the man they love, but that's not the man they want to be with.
Truth is you guys have seen it. You have the years that have been wearing the same clothes just to make sure that the kiddos have tuition, have a meal on their plate. Like, you know, the thing of sacrifice is
It's relative, yeah.
yeah, it's a real thing, and like the dimension you've mentioned of taking care of yourself is also service for for your loved one. I think that's quite powerful as well.
It is, because you see, it is within your mindset that you're going to transfer it most likely to your wife, because these are usually going to be discussions you're going to have with her. And then from that, she'll spill over to the children, because it's the children that she's going to actually create your legacy through. So the woman is the vessel to your future. But you yourself, you have to be something worth. I mean, we can always talk about men empowerment and everything, but what are you honestly bringing to the table? Are you valuable? Is this someone you can actually say that I am proud of?
You see now that it takes us back to where we started. The reason why men have somehow stepped back is because they've been beaten to a pulp, literally. You understand? It's almost like you keep trying to do something and then someone keeps shoving you on the side. They say, I can do it. What is like, okay, sir, you do your thing. And that's how homes are breaking, because men we're not taking that position. We're like, but you said you can do it. You understand?
There's a question Mike asked in the beginning, and I think it was not given enough attention. He asked, what about an emotional man? So everybody, like the narrative is, everybody, all the women want to be with an emotionally intelligent man, yeah? An emotionally intelligent man, of course, requires you to be accountable, requires you to be honest, to be in touch with your true self and stuff like that, to have and respect their boundaries, yeah? But I don't know for, like, and this is not a personal thing, but like if you think about what I've just said and juxtapose that against the average woman or right now who's looking for a partner, like where does that land? So and what does that mean for the guys who are, you know, trying to get into those positions? You know what I mean?
You see, what has happened is, when this is the reality we have to appreciate. Nature has changed. Nature has adapted. Nature has evolved. Women are part of the workforce. That's a fact. The fact is, the same time you're coming in with your car, most likely she's also coming in at the same time, because she's probably leaving the workforce at the same time. So the kind of challenges our fathers used to have are almost shared, similar in nature by the woman. So we just have to adapt.
But now, how do you know? How do you know you have chosen the right character?
You have to. The first thing is you have to go back to the principles. Because you see, the first cornerstone and understanding of a man is respect.
I am going to do that for you as a woman until I get to where I want to be. It takes me back to the same story I told you. Social media will show you things are okay. We pretend a lot. You're going to meet this woman, and I've seen very many of them, until the ring is on the finger, right? Then they flip. Because whatever you're telling me, they are smarter. And that brings me to the next question. Do women marry us because they love us or because they want to live a fancy life with us?
Second one. Big time. The love comes second one.
No, guys, actually, for me, I would disagree with you guys. I would disagree with you guys.
They say it's only,
and I'll tell you why.
It's only puppies and it's only dogs and children are the only ones who are loved unconditionally.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. Love is a verb. You got what I mean? Love is doing, is every day, is existence, is obligation, is the things that you continue to do. Yeah. So if I'm reliable, I'm there, I'm consistent, I'm available. What are the things that provide? I'm a leader. You know, every day, the small little things that are not appreciated. I'm doing that without needing a trophy. That is love. For men, it's different. For women, it could be in a different way, right? For me, I believe that is love. I believe these things of butterflies in the stomach, this shit of, that's infatuation. I think that's different. So I think sometimes that we get into a point where we expect infatuation to become consistent, and that's where it gets wrong.
Let me tell you.
Wait, let me first make my point, Doctor. So I think that, and this is, many people are going to take this wrong, but I think that women are more insightful than men. That I feel like women have the ability to look further. Yes, they're smarter than us.
No, guys,
I feel like they are clear on their goals.
It makes them a little bit smart because they're playing with your head. They get into your head. They sell to you dreams and manipulate you. Yeah, it makes them smart.
Man, we're very rational.
That is why you saw a New Vision bringing an article of a 75-year-old man going to hospital alone. Why? You see, he's had a family, he's had kids, he's worked so hard for them. And this is something you'll see, that at any one point, kids care about the mother. and it's about the man.
If you have love for self, you're able to give love
Selfishly,
to
but
everybody else and everything else. I like what you said about you cannot give out of an empty cup,
So
right?
that's what I preached every day. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes, so love
First
for
find
self
a way
is
to do
very
this for
important.
yourself, then help the other people. That is why on Saturday we have that Shari. We reach, we're on PlayStation, we want to have those moments where we share as men, which is becoming very difficult. You know, you've shared about how it's easy for you with your friends, but we have very, very plastic friends that we no longer share what we're going through, you know? And most of us are there because you're supposed to be a man and this and that. So we need to find a way to do
The
that.
misalignment many people get is some friends are seasoned, some, not all. Some friends are seasoned. Eventually, you're going to have to change your friends because the opportunities are starting to change, the networks are starting to change, your struggles are starting to change. There's some people who won't help you out of that. When you're at a certain age, they are your drinking buddies, maybe. They're probably your ride or die. Man, in a club you can fight. Guess what? You get a 9 to 5. Can you bring this guy to work?
It's okay to have a cross-section of those, eh?
It's okay to have you guys who you're drinking buddies. It's okay to have you guys.
Somebody told me you need to have friends that are below you, at your same level,
And
and
above
those
you.
that are above you.
Yeah.
You need each category.
And
for
I
a
think
certain
not in a
purpose.
bad way. It also helps you appreciate whatever you have as a human being. You'll be like, okay, I'm doing bad, but at least not like that guy. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
You need it. You need it.
Yes.
Ego, you need it in business. Why?
Call it a
Because in business, as the leader, if you are the leader in a business,
I think
and you
there's
define
good
your
ego
business,
and bad ego.
you're pushing your vision.
I
You're
think
leading
it's how you
others.
apply it.
They're going to feed off your energy.
I found it.
It's like
If you're
anger.
not,
Allow me to read it. Just give me a moment. Let me just read it.
sorry?
Ego refers to your
Listen,
sense
listen
of
to-
self. Yeah. In fact, I, which is your perception of who you are and the part of your mind that experiences the world.
It's not a bad thing.
Ego is not a bad thing.
First type narcissistic personality disorder.
And now that's different.
That's the extreme of this. You know, everything has extreme. The same way I'd say someone who's timid. Timidness can be good and also it can be bad. If you're
Even
extremely timid,
humility.
you're just useless
Yeah.
also. But that doesn't mean I should not challenge myself.
Have you noticed most of our self-awareness comes after 40 years? The biggest one. No, do a study. Do a study. You see, when you're doing studies,
It depends.
Okay, you know what? I feel like Doctor has a point because most men's self-awareness comes after tragic events. Like some shit pops up and you're like, oh God.
But that doesn't mean you come that late.
Yeah, but I
But
don't
you see, when
agree
you're
with
doing
you.
a study, you have where the majority is. For most of us are there. There are people in studies who are on the extremes. There are people who are very brilliant. You were talking about how you get employees and want them to be brilliant. I train medical students, right? You're coming for an exam, you're 90 medical students who are going to finish. You have amazing doctors. Tomorrow the government is going to need you.
And not in a bad way. There are people who are actually working hard to your
Hard.
expectations,
So much.
but they're not making it through because the
Let them work harder.
How? By killing people?
them
By
work
stealing?
harder.
By
No.
witchcraft?
There's no shortcut. Step up.
But what if it fails? What do you do?
What do you mean? Keep trying. Keep trying.
Let me tell you.
Keep trying.
people are getting frustrated.
Exactly. And this is why depression.
Keep
You see,
trying.
you guys have laughed about
I
it.
think there's merit in listening what you're asking.
Yes, this man, we want this Gen Z
There's a
to help
problem.
people.
There's a problem with the word failure. People take it like it's a defiant aspect. If you fail,
lesson.
it's a lesson. It's a lesson. It's a lesson. It's not
Of what
defiant.
not to do.
Yes.
It goes back to
If you failed, just keep it.
Yes,
One thing I
exactly.
appreciate. One thing I appreciate with the family at home, they tell you fail. They ask you to fail. Just go and fail. Why? You're going to fail at everything. You're going to fail at love. You're going to fail at business. You're going to fail in basketball. We have this bet going on. I wish you can put something up.
We're going to put something.
Yeah. So when you
he has
fail,
to shoot his
you
five.
just learn.
He said
You
he can
learn.
shoot five straight. He said he can shoot five straight. Well,
And you learn is probably because you have a support system that's teaching you.
Look at Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson became popular when he was what? He was 50 something. How many times did he try? You get like we've made it such a thing that failure
It's so
is a finality. It's not a finality.
Yes.
In fact, it's an opportunity for you to rise up, try again, rise up, try again.
Rise up,
You
try
understand? And this thing, and you see the thing you're saying about suicide and all that. I'm sorry, but I also think the people who go ahead and do that, they're giving up too early. And maybe if they just tried one more time, maybe the breakthrough would come. You get? But because their mental resilience also is weak, and then everyone around them is telling them,
would you have,
oh, you're a failure.
You see this person you praised so much who made his life in 50.
No, but let's look at it. No, let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. Let me follow through with what Jeff is saying. You've seen a baby. A baby doesn't care about criticism. It probably doesn't even understand what you're telling it. It will try to stand up and it will fall. And guess what it will do after? It will try to stand up again and fall. Exactly. Until it finally gets
one
to
day you're there,
standing.
surprises you, walk.
And it surprises you and walks.
That's about
simple concept.
And you are an adult. You fall once,
And you're
they
bringing
reject you once. Rope. The hell?
It's not worse.
Nah.
There's a study about why why kids learn languages faster than old people. I think that's done by, I don't remember, right? It could be Duolingo. I'm not sure which, but anyway, so there was a study about why younger people learn languages, and it came down to they don't fear to make mistakes. Yes. An adult is going to fear to make
The element of
mistakes.
fear is
So
out.
when you say the wrong things
You see, there's something he brought up, and I think we brushed it off. What I'm saying is he mentioned something around people trying to push hard, but the environment is not letting you push. I'll give an example. You see, like back in the day, people used to study those courses, law and all that stuff, but there would be very few. But right now, they are churning out thousands of lawyers. You get? So doctors, someone is going to study 5 years of law. They come out, they go to a law firm. The first thing they are paying them is, I think, like 400K.
It's not even enough dry cleaners.
You've seen, I don't know if you guys follow those conversations on social media, young lawyers, the whole concept of young lawyers. Guys are really frustrated. How long am I going to be a young lawyer? I studied for 5 good years, right?
And I can't find a job.
I'm getting, you find a job, but you're getting paid 400K.
Okay.
400K in Kampala, you're not going to rent.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Those guys are expected to be in suits Monday to Friday. How many suits are going to buy with 400K?
Can I debunk that?
Actually, want to hear what
Can I
Jeff has
debunk
to say on
that?
this one, yeah.
So, and it's unfortunate. That's where we live right now. The world is saturated with every profession you might think. So,
You have to be
the guys who actually beat it are the guys who are innovative. They think. You understand? I'm a lawyer. I've studied law. I'm getting a job that's not working. What else can I do with this degree? What else can I do?
What can I add?
Let me.
No.
Let me.
You don't have to go to
Let
the
me
extreme.
innovate.
Yes.
Let me go and put an app and have this lawyer on call.
Yes.
Any issue, call me. You pay a something on the
How
app.
many people are going
I
to do
advise
that,
you.
Jeff?
You give the money.
How many people are going to do
Innovate.
I have an answer for Kira.
Think.
I have an answer for you, and it's not necessarily innovate.
The problem is everyone is thinking pipe.
Just
Linear, just linear.
One line.
So may I have an answer for you? So the thing is, and that's the same. Don't be lied to. In every profession, marketers, doctors, it's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
There is nowhere. Ask these guys their backstories. No one started off getting
The money they want.
6 figures, 7 figures.
No one.
So what happens is
No one.
they are bro.
That's your
I'm
choice.
telling you,
That's your choice.
there are things. There are some things that are going
So you see the problem with that is you're not patient.
So I think that even us categorizing and bracketing things as like makes it complicated to be able to look at things at
Look at this.
You see, at the end of the day, and this is what comes back to what he mentioned. Go back to the principles, no shortcuts. Doesn't matter whether you're in Rukunjiri, doesn't matter whether you're in London, whether you're in the moon, whether you're in Russia.
Change.
Go back to the principles.
It doesn't
Don't
change. If you're in Rukunjiri, be the best digger.
Go back to the
Like you can dig that 1 acre in 1 hour. You understand? Be the best and you see if you would get
You
opportunities.
guys will end up being like a Teta, trusting the process the whole time. For how long?
Okay, so
Yeah,
what
the
do you want to
process
trust
works.
in? What do you want to trust in?
Trust in God.
Well, yeah, that's okay,
Yeah,
but the
fine.
process
All
works.
of us do trust in God. But also God doesn't bless you when you folded your hands.
No, but also
I still believe in what he said. Luck and being prepared.
So what is luck?
Luck is
He's given you
Luck
the
is being in the
definition.
right positions at the right time.
So are you putting yourself in that position?
He just
I
spoke
like
about
the way you
environment.
said it.
He just spoke about
Yourself in the
environment.
right position.
You said it. Preparedness meeting opportunity.
You're not trying too hard.
He has just spoken about
There is something
the
you're not
right
doing.
environment.
So your job is not to resign. Your job is to ask yourself, what haven't I done? I went to him looking for a job. He said no. Instead of me just
why
standing
did
and
he say
leaving, I can call him and say,
call him,
but
call
Francis,
Yes.
you said no to me. Is there something I missed? Was my proposal wrong or what? Please, what can I improve?
Let me give you a reality. Francis might be having his chick. You understand? You apply for the same job. You're even way qualified than Francis's woman. Do you think Francis is going to hire you over his woman?
Next time, do digging. Dig.
Do your research before you go.
When I come to Francis and I ask him, bro,
Do
what
your
did
research
that
before you
guy
go.
just going to cook me? He's like, man, you see, bro, you didn't have that experience.
No, but you didn't do your
The whole
research.
time.
Guys would have told you don't even try.
The whole time.
So let me give you an interesting story.
Yeah.
There's a kid who came to my office looking for a job, a designer. He came with his portfolio and stuff like that. So he opens his laptop and I tell him, show me your portfolio. He starts showing me his portfolio. And his portfolio is my portfolio. What do you mean his portfolio?
Gentlemen, this conversation is going to continue until tomorrow.
Like the doctor said, we have actually had a very, very good conversation. I think maybe we just need to continue this because clearly it was like the thing was just starting to warm up. And
We need to do another one.
we need to do it.
It should be something good for every man.
Yeah. Because clearly, I mean, the more we spoke, I was like, man, there's so much to cover.
Someone talked about tribe.
There's tribes,
one
there's,
here.
yes.
There we go.
There's
so
one
many
topics to speak on as men.
About men and our mental health.
Yeah. So if we could have just some more of these, this would be really great. Everyone, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it, Jeff. Man, that's always good. And this will definitely help. Hopefully, to help someone. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, turn up the vibes. Fam of friends, old and new. Our bond.
Coming, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for coming.
Had to, man. Thanks for hosting us. You could try the one with the whiskey if you can.
I actually haven't had the whiskey ever. I used to do Brown 7, by the way.
A Bondo guy.
I'm a Bondo guy. Yeah, a Bondo guy from way back, so I can try it. So, which one?
This is Bond 7 honey, that's Bond 7 whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, Bond 7 is about, it's a free spirit that connects like-minded people, from generations, like different generations, and just connects them together. This is for me or for you? This is me or for Ken? No. Our host passed. Yeah. And so, man, it's been a pleasure, like, being a part of this thing, and like, we appreciate, like, the conversations that we've had, the depth that we've gone into.
That was really the thing. I think we need more of this. We're really nice, yeah. But I mean, Bond is always. It also speaks to the name Bond. Bond. I think it was what about.
It's all about bonding. And let me tell you a fun fact. If you summarize human bond, like, there always has to be something in between that. And a drink usually is one of it. So why not have a bond? So you can bond 7 days of the week, and we're here, man. Thanks for everything. So appreciate it.
Thank you so much.